Welcome back, YouTube, and welcome back. Whoa, that is just say welcome back twice, Lamau. Yeah, hi YouTube. Welcome back to another Honkai Star video. This is going to be Black Swan and Sparkle's companion mission. So yeah, this mission is called Masquerade Duet. I cannot pronounce today for some reason. And yeah, it starts off with a text chain by Dr. Edward. Which I accidentally did without realizing it was too late by then. Oops. But yeah, Dr. Edward says, "Hello, Mr. Trailblazer. Someone just donated a dream bubble to our store. After conducting psychometric spectral analysis on it, I suspect you would be interested in the contents of this dream bubble." I responded with, "Sounds suspicious," and Dr. Edward responds back, "Don't worry, all the dreams in our store have been strictly inspected and there's absolutely no possibility of hidden harm. The donor is an elegant lady with the name Black Swan. If you have the time, we would love to have you at any time." Thereby starting the mission Masquerade Duet. So we receive a message from Dr. Edward, and of which she has invited us to the Dreamscape sales store to experience a dream left for me by a lady named Black Swan. Of course, you know who Black Swan is, but you cannot think why she would have left the dream for you. Go to the Dreamscape sales store to see. Perhaps you will only receive your answer once you experience it for yourself. Let's go. Teleport me nearby, thank you very much. Back to the Dreamscape. Oh. New text. Mr. Trailblazer, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that thanks to your suggestion, I'm now dating the green wine bottle. If you got some time, please feel free to come and visit us in Idean Park. This was some other quest that I did beforehand, but we'll ignore that.
From the Astral Express. Welcome to the Dreamscape sales store.
Welcome. Long time no see, old big eye. Is that how you usually welcome customers?
A long time no see.
Lol.
I've already made the necessary preparations. Be careful. We did pass the safety inspection stipulated by Article 027, damage first, and Article 076, replacement.
Oh, why is he so soft?
However, this Dreamscape will feature unfiltered and unpolished fresh memories. It will make for a very vivid experience.
Aha.
Veteran gamers call this type of dream a thrill dream. I don't know if you're into that kind of thing. If you feel any discomfort, please leave the Dreamscape immediately and seek professional medical help.
Sure.
Luckily, I just so happen to be an excellent doctor, albeit a psychiatric one. Let us begin. Please, close your eyes and rest your forehead on the dream.
Alright. Touch the dream bubble then.
Oh yes, I nearly forgot. That elegant girl mentioned something before she left.
What would that be?
The nature of this memory is special. Don't ruin the Dreamscape experience for anyone else by spoiling the ending.
Aha. That seems worrying. Challenge conditions. Black Swan is in your team. Okay. You want physical. Okay, wait. Let's quick select. There you go. We'll get Ho, Black Swan, Sparkle maybe, and Argenti. Trying something different. Recommended type is physical and wind. So let's go. Into the dream bubble we shall go. Alright. Oh no. Did it just crash? Oh my god. Hopefully it has... Yeah, okay, it fixed itself. Let's go.
In my estimation, there is no question about it. This is murder.
Murder?
Murder. Such a foreign word to us. The people of Penacony could never come to any harm while under the watchful protection of the family. In a dream, even if you're bashed 1,000 times with a hammer, at worst you'll still wake up in reality in a hotel.
What do you mean murder?
Not necessarily. Even if the result does not constitute harm, the criminal intent is clear enough. You specifically came here to cordon off the scene because of the unsavory nature of this case, right?
This is not Sampo, this is Sparkle.
You're not wrong. Even if there are no casualties, being smashed over the head with a hammer in the middle of the street for no reason at all. This is not the kind of thing that happens on Penacony.
Oh,
We're
interesting.
guests of the Oak family, so you may investigate the crime scene. I'll be on standby over here.
Who got smashed in the head with a hammer? So what kind of hammer is that? Oh, I'm confused.
Are you a witch? Just how did you manage to convince them in the blink of an eye that we're some kind of detectives?
Also, you're working together? Tell the truth, offer no explanation.
Just some suggestions at the memory level. If something happens in everybody's memory, then that something becomes a fact.
Sort of like the Mandela effect, isn't it?
Rather than hearing endless explanations, would you like to experience it for yourself?
No, no, no. Hey, you can save that for the enemy.
Aha.
Then on to the next order of business. Let's discuss your companion, shall we?
Our companion?
Memo Keeper of the Garden of Recollection. I've been watching you for quite some time.
Aha. Mask?
Stole a glance at me when you first entered the hotel. You followed me wherever I went inside the dreamscape. In the windows along the commercial street. In the pond water reflections of the Iden Park. Even in the reflections of the wine glass. Everywhere.
Aha.
My dear, do you have a crush on me? Well then, seeing as you're so interested in me, let's play a little game.
So wait, is the mask sentient?
I left a puzzle for you, Nero Timal. Solve it and prove that you're capable of pleasing me. If you can solve it, then we can talk. Don't leave me waiting, my dear. Before Penacony gets flipped upside down, try to find me, catch me, and stop me.
Okay.
There's actually more than one memo keeper who's come to Penacony. She's mixed me up with someone else. But no harm, no foul.
Oh.
The address that the mask gave you is right here. But you never would have thought that when Miss Sparkle mentioned a game, she was talking about wanton slaughter on the streets of Penacony.
That was Sparkle's doing?
Such a direct act of provocation is enough to get my competitive side worked up too.
I'm confused.
Madam, forgive me. I had no idea about anything she said. As you saw, I went through a brain scan and everything. I'm just a friend, helping her deliver a letter. That's all. I never knew this was actually a declaration of warfare. They say you shouldn't kill the messenger. So, maybe you can just, let me go. You all are the big shots here. I'm really not on your level.
I'm confused. Is this Sparkle or is this Sampo?
What a frightened look you have. Don't worry. Since this has nothing to do with you, I won't be suspecting you of anything. Why don't you come take a stroll with me?
Aha.
Oh, seems like I can't escape being an assistant detective. Oh, fine. It's all fine. No big deal.
No, this sounds like Sparkle. Ask the Bloodhound family member about the case. Who are the two of you though? Bailiff and Constable? Anything to interact with over here? No? Interesting. Oh, that's cool. Alright. Bloodhound family member.
Anything you'd like to know, please ask away.
Regarding the victim?
Who was the victim?
An IPC employee named Shamari. Eyewitnesses reported that a tall, strong man wearing a large robe with long sleeves walked right past Shamari, then suddenly assaulted him with a hammer.
Aha.
Shamari collapsed on the spot and woke up from the dream. The murderer vanished in a flash.
Oh wow.
Ooh, that sounds just like Sparkle. Her best asset is transforming her appearance to look like someone else.
Regarding the sweet dreams troupe present at the scene of the crime.
Who are those two little guys?
Seems like the assailants stole the troop from elsewhere and deliberately placed them here. What nerve. They don't even have the slightest consideration for public order.
Aha.
Those two have clammed up. I wonder if you two could help pry open their mouths.
So we're probably gonna have to fight them then.
Looks like a puzzle that Sparkle has left behind for you.
Yeah, this is definitely Sparkle. That doesn't sound like Sampo. Okay, regarding evidence at the scene of the crime.
Any leads yet?
This is a developing case, so there aren't many clues yet. All we have to go by are the weapon used by the assailant and the victim's ID.
Aha.
They didn't even take the weapon with them. Sounds like they're trying to provoke us. Despicable.
Yeah, that looks like Sparkle's flower pattern. Can we summon the victim?
Where's Mr. Shamari right now? I'd like to meet him.
I'm afraid you can't. The Oaks came forward and calmed him down. Mr. Shamari expressed that he understands the unpredictable nature of dreams, and went on to vacation in another dreamscape.
Oh.
Best not to bother him. Guest experiences always have to come first.
Fair enough.
Oh, I'm afraid by the time we find him, half of Penacony will have been sent back to reality by Sparkle.
Aha.
Looks like we'll have to play this little game of sparkles then.
Speak with the constable and the bailiff. Anything
Do you
new?
need anything else?
Just want to confirm case details again? No, no other
Thank
questions.
you. I don't have any further questions.
All
You're
right.
welcome. If there's anything you'd like to know, please ask away.
Okay then.
Next up, let's interview those two over there.
That girl said they're always silent, but if they gave you a reaction, it means they're actually one of Sparkle's puzzles.
Aha. Okay, we're gonna talk to constable and bailiff now.
Lady Black Swan, you're here! I'm the constable, and this here assisting me is the bailiff for this case.
Aha.
Mr. Cold Feet, why'd you do it?
So they can talk after all. Miss Black Swan, they're heading straight for you.
Don't interrupt, I wasn't talking to you. Ahem. I understand Lady Black Swan has quite the intellect. I'm sure you'll be able to get to the bottom of the Sparkle murder case.
This seems very
The
off.
Sparkle murder case? Wasn't the victim Shamari from the IPC?
You're wrong, Lady Black Swan. The victim is evidently none other than the matriarch of the Goldhammer family, Miss Sparkle Goldhammer.
Huh?
Oh, I guess Miss Sparkle has written herself into the skit here, and this has nothing to do with the actual case. Goldhammer? Is that her real surname?
No.
Never heard of it. Sounds made up. Sparkle doesn't sound like a real name either.
Miss Sparkle was supposed to receive 3 valiant warriors at the Goldhammer residence today, but upon their arrival, all they found was her body.
Aha.
Miss Sparkle had been smashed over the head by a hammer and died on the spot. Such a brutal act of violence.
I am confused.
My investigations discovered that the 3 warriors were supposed to escort supplies back to their territory the day before, but they were unexpectedly ambushed by the Annihilation Gang.
Aha.
They narrowly escaped and barely got away with their lives, finding their supplies almost completely raided. So they all shared a motive for killing Miss Sparkle, to escape punishment.
Oh, that sounds weird.
So the 3 of them teamed up to kill her.
Seems like it.
Is the case closed?
No, there can only be one murderer. It's not an unsolved mystery if there are 3 murderers. Hang on, wait.
Are you trying to get your story straight?
If you can't justify it, don't bother.
Got it! Those 3 were all vying against each
other to be number two. They couldn't have cooperated on anything. So it must have been one of them acting alone.
Aha.
That actually doesn't make much sense. Even if they were on bad terms, those three...
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit.
Aha.
I've got the case file right here. If you want to learn more about the suspects, talk to me.
I am confused.
Lady Black Swan, allow me to introduce the three suspects to you. Lefton, Zhongshan, and Wright.
Okay.
Lefton is one of Miss Sparkle's chief lieutenants, whose right hand was unfortunately severed while he was valiantly fighting off the Annihilation Gang. He's now learning how to write and hold a fork with his left hand. How tough that must be.
Alright. Lefton. Right hand severed. I'm actually writing this down with a paper and pen.
Then there's Zhongshan. This guy's a coward who ran away as soon as a group spotted some bandits along the road. He ended up smashing into the side of a cliff and getting his face disfigured. It's a real shame, as he used to be one of the rare handsome men left around town.
Aha, okay.
Last of all comes Wright. This guy was so insatiably greedy that he still came back to try and embezzle the rest of the supplies after they narrowly escaped with their lives, lying about how the gang had taken off with everything. Lefton and Zhongshan were so incensed that they broke his legs.
Aha, okay. Interesting.
Hang on, I'm confused here.
Left and right.
Left on? Right? Is this some kind of joke?
Oh, left, dong, right. Left, center, right. Bruh.
What? Where did you get that idea from? Do you need me to go over it all again?
I only just realized that after Sampo pointed it out. Well, probably Sparkle posing as Sampo pointed it out. That would be necessary.
That won't be necessary. I've memorized every detail.
By memorized, as in we've written it all down.
No wonder you're a memo keeper.
Alright, continuing on. Case Review 1. While you're experiencing this dreamscape, you can re-examine the details of the puzzle whenever you wish. This seems to be a convenient feature prepared by Dr. Edward. He's so nice, bruh. Anything new?
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit.
Uh-huh. I talked to Bailiff.
Have you got any more questions?
No.
I have
No
no
questions.
questions about the case, but I'm just curious. How did Sparkle manipulate you?
I'm just a lowly bailiff. I don't know anything except for this here case.
Sus, but sure. Investigate the hammer.
Holy moly! This hammer is super heavy! This must be the murder weapon for the Sparkle murder case!
Uh-huh.
Miss Sparkle also used it to attack Mr. Shamari.
I'm barely able to lift this using both hands! I have no idea how Sparkle could ever use this to hit a target!
Uh-huh. Interesting. Evidence, giant wooden hammer. The giant wooden hammer Sparkle used to attack Shamari. It seems to be a custom-made model specifically for her. It's extremely heavy and even Sampo can lift it in one hand. What a Herculean woman. Interesting. What about this?
An ID card. Talent Motivation Department, Shamari. Is this the victims?
Seems like it.
Mr. Shamari's belongings should have disappeared alongside him as he woke from the dreamscape. The fact that this ID is here means Miss Sparkle placed it here on purpose to prove that she definitely attacked someone.
Shamari's ID. The ID belonging to Shamari, a worker of the Talent Motivation Department in the IPC. Most IPC staff value their ID greatly. Apparently, some have even installed it onto their foreheads. Oh god. Ensuring that they can show it off to people wherever they go. Sparkle probably left it at the crime scene to prove that she really did assault someone. Interesting. Ooh.
Memories seem to be different again.
That is a very pretty idol. Alright.
Is that all the evidence? How are we meant to solve this with so little to go on?
Yeah. Hey, Mask.
Oh, you scared me! When did you pop out?
The two pieces of evidence that you found are related to the attack on Shamari. Miss Sparkle didn't leave them lying around for no reason. They're clues to the puzzle. But there are still some other clues that were placed in other areas, so they won't spoil the crime scene.
Isn't that a bit unnecessary?
No. It's disruptive to have a stack of irrelevant things crowding a crime scene. Miss Sparkle is a law-abiding citizen who'd never bring extra trouble to the family.
Seems quite nice of her, if you ask me.
Looks like Miss Sparkle is adding a little spice to the investigation. Let's take her up on her offer then. Mr. Assistant Detective, this way.
Okay. Enter the room where Sparkle hid the clues to the puzzle. It's morphing time? Oh god. We're back to Hanu once again. The BGM changed as well. Nice. We're entering... Alright. Investigate the evidence that Sparkle left behind. This feels like a fever dream. What is this? A button.
What's this little device here for? Could you please let me know? It looks like a little button.
Don't push it, Lady Black Swan. Whatever you do, don't push it.
Okay, that's sus.
That's the mutually assured destruction button that Miss Sparkle installed. Once pushed, Miss Sparkle and the entirety of Penacony will instantaneously go up in smoke. Miss Sparkle also has her own button. The second she pushes hit, you and the entirety of Penacony will instantaneously go up in smoke.
Okay, but why?
That sounds like both buttons can do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Correct. Exactly the same.
Oh,
Aren't you going to ask me why?
okay. Why?
Because she is fair.
What do you mean?
This is nuts!
Evidence mutual assured destruction button. Apparently one little press on this button will level all of Penacony. Who wouldn't want to try pressing it? Can I press it? Like just for fun? No? Alright. I expected as much. The balloons placed by Boston seems to have hindered Hanu's way. Those who are not shrunken can possibly destroy the balloons. Alright, so I'm gonna return back to our normal form to destroy the balloons. And transform back to Hanu. Alright. What else? Oh. One of Pom Pom? Why do I see Pom Pom here? The heck? What is Pom Pom doing here? This is weird. Pom Pom like doll. What is this?
What's this? A plush toy?
Regardless of why it's designed to look like the conductor aboard the Astral Express, this doll, is it connected to the case?
I have
I've
no
never
clue.
heard of something called a red herring in detective stories. It's a fake clue that leads you down the wrong path.
I see. Well, when it's so obvious, doesn't that defeat the purpose?
That's just in case you didn't realize the ingenuity of Miss Sparkle and were worried about her throwing out a random, useless clue.
I see. Thank you for your keen insight. Then, let's pretend we were misled by a red herring. This doll, could it be connected to the case?
So Miss Black Swan knows pretty much what is happening. Interesting.
You don't have to play along that hard, you know.
Okay, pom-pom toy. An exquisite pom-pom toy. Who knows why Sparkle would have something like this? Maybe it's truly because the conductor's beauty is famous throughout the cosmos? This is also sus. Boss stones. Oh, Hanu has made mistakes, but time and fate will correct them. So I suppose we have to turn back to being a human, but where is the Hanu monitor? On the opposite side. Oh, we have to activate that thing. This little lightning thing. Teleport. There you go. Investigate. Push on the boss. Let's go. Hanu has overcome Boss Stone's minions with his wisdom, which is impressive. Alright, you are stunned, so we can teleport using you. Anything up here? Ah, I see. Little paper.
This notice seems like a hint for us from Miss Sparkle.
Goldhammer resident security regulations. To prevent criminals from hurting our great and lovely Miss Sparkle, the Goldhammer residents shall abide by the following regulations from today onwards. All retainers and visitors must enter and exit the Golden Hammer residence using the facial recognition system. 2. Those who cannot pass through the facial recognition system will be killed on the spot. 3. These regulations are in fact indefinitely.
That sounded like a story from ancient times. And why did the facial recognition system suddenly go out?
Beats me.
This is so her style, isn't it? Doesn't look like there are any more clues. Let's head back to the crime scene.
Next, should we pin down the identity of the perpetrator? This evidence, I've been staring at it all day, but there's nothing that can identify the perp. Lefton, that guy lost his hand.
Yeah.
Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after the incident at the cliff?
Oh, facial recognition.
I remember this one best. Wright has a broken leg.
Yeah.
Why don't we flip the question and start by asking who couldn't be the murderer? After all, there are only 3 suspects, so elimination could be a valid method.
Yeah, it's not Zhongshan because of the disfiguring of his
already
face.
Have someone in mind? Tell me, come on.
Alright, it's clearly Zhongshan.
So, who exactly is the murderer? Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after the incident at the cliff, right?
Yep. Yeah, so because of this, the security regulations,
Poor
it
guy.
cannot be...
He was seriously injured and was all wrapped up in bandages to keep
Hell yeah.
his good looks safe. If that's the case, then he couldn't have made it through the Goldhammer residence's facial recognition system.
Yep.
That would suggest that Zhongshan is not the murderer.
Correct. Ooh, we have to exclude one more of them. I need to look. Okay, I only figured Zhongshan, but I have no clue about the rest. Hold on. Let's see. Not on their forehead. No. Nothing to do with that. Ah, hammer. Your person needs 2 hands to hold it, so it cannot be left in.
So, who exactly is the murderer? Lefton, that guy lost his hand.
Right. So that will be the hammer.
Based Based on the bailiff's statement, Lefton's dominant hand was seriously injured to the point where he had to learn how to live using only his left hand. Swinging that giant sledgehammer to murder someone, that must be hard for him. Probably impossible.
Exactly.
Lefton's suspicion level can be downgraded.
By process of elimination, it seems that only Wright could be the murderer. That was easy. Let's tell the constable our answer and see what he thinks.
Alright. Identify the murderer to the constable.
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit.
Uh-huh.
The murderer is Wright.
You have answered correctly! As expected, you didn't disappoint, Lady Black Swan. Game rules stipulate I must tell you where the next puzzle is.
Okay.
Huh? The next puzzle? I didn't sign up for this.
Neither did we.
Looks like the key to winning lies not in the puzzle itself, but in the motives behind Miss Sparkle's strange behavior. I'm afraid this chase may just go on forever.
Oh boy.
I have to remind you that Sparkle is a masked fool? Do you plan on finding logic in the mind of a masked fool?
I mean, you're here.
That's exactly what I plan on doing. Even if it's just subjective, there must be an overall principle behind the behavior. Memories cannot lie, and hers may just understand more about her than she does herself.
Uh-huh.
Right now, let's follow her train of thought and head to the next puzzle. I hope this time we can get ahead of the Bloodhound family. I want to try and avoid using my Memo Keeper powers.
But why though? Maybe that's not the point, to use the Memo Keeper powers. Interesting. At this moment, the constable and his bailiff lay lifelessly mere husks of their former selves. It seems they have already completed their mission. Alright. So to the upcoming crime.
So why are you so focused on Sparkle's challenge? Or should I ask, are you more focused on Sparkle herself?
Alright, no answer. Interesting.
I told you, it's purely out of a spirit of competitiveness.
Ooh, everywhere
And
is sealed off.
as a Memo Keeper, I also have to fulfill my responsibilities and harvest some interesting memories.
Uh-huh.
Get your tickets for Robin's Life is a Song concert while they're hot.
Wow. So quiet. Damn. Okay.
Whoa, this place is a complete mess. And those two weirdos are probably here too.
Oh, and the area behind us
There's
is
nobody
closed
else
off
at
as
the
well.
scene. Seems like Miss Sparkle used the same method to send dreamers back to reality. Let's talk to those two there then. Discard your wordless destiny.
Alright, to the sheriff.
Oh, Detective Black Swan and Detective Sampo, you finally made it.
Uh-huh.
Don't know what we'd do without your help.
Not the whimsical music.
Why are you talking like that? Is this some sort of artistic performance that young people are into these days?
God, I love Sample's side profile.
Is there something wrong with the way we are talking? Deputy Sheriff, am I talking in a strange way?
Oh, of course not, Sheriff. The way you talk is no stranger than the cat that climbs the apple tree in my grandma's backyard.
Uh-huh.
Huh. The skit this time is a modernist one.
Let's discuss this difficult case then. The victim is a galactic business magnate named Sparkle.
Uh-huh.
Her again? Sparkle really is obsessed with scripting her own death.
Oh, for the laughter. If you undercut me one more time, I swear I'm gonna kick you in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Sparkle came to the fashion store to buy herself a brand new tie. She didn't come back out. After a long time, the shopkeeper went in to see what was going on, but instead discovered Miss been strangled to death.
Oh, graphic.
There were 3
Damn.
suspects on the scene, namely a Pepeshi shopkeeper named Rhett, a Foxian gambler named Zhang Shan, and a wealthy Intellitron trader called Lefton.
Left, right, and center once again.
Our old friends.
It's not just to aid your memory. We've added more descriptions to help tell them apart.
Well, looks like I'm gonna have to rewrite things down then.
Sparkle is so gracious. Based on surveillance footage, witness testimony, and various pieces of evidence, the killer is ultimately among these 3, and they were not working in cahoots.
Uh-huh.
You're too lazy to be a suspect, right?
Oh, for the laughter! If I talk any more with you, it'll make my pure soul filthy! Detective Black Swan, the dossiers are over here. You can learn more about the suspects from me. I trust you'll be able to cut through the hogwash and find out who Miss Sparkle's killer is.
Uh-huh. Well, let's talk to the deputy sheriff then.
Let me introduce the identities of these suspects to you. It's very straightforward. First of all is the shopkeeper, right? He's one of the Pepeshi people and only stands as tall as Sparkle's waist, which is often a source of teasing for him. He can get pretty salty about it.
Okay.
Next up, you have the merchant Lefton. He wants to join up with the Penacony Trading Guild and is in direct
Why is the music
competition
more
with Miss Sparkle.
dark now?
That could be a motive for killing her.
Okay.
Finally, there was the gambler Zhang Shan. He lost a bet to Miss Sparkle, and he had to hand over his family heirloom. It's possible he harbored a grudge against her. That's all the information we have. Do you need me to repeat it?
No, I think we're good.
That won't be necessary. I remember it all.
Okay. Items obtained, case review 2. Same thing. So we've got to investigate the crime scene. Let's talk to the sheriff once more.
How's it going, Detective Black Swan? Have you found out who the killer is?
No, not yet. We haven't investigated everything yet. You hear the music, it's ominous once again. God damn.
And there's the tie.
Oh,
That skit before said that the deceased was strangled. Is this tie some kind of joke murder weapon?
The
Huh.
tag on the tie reads, only for Imperial Master Lefton. Seems like it's one of Miss Sparkle's personal belongings.
That's not how you use the word imperial.
Imperial Master Lefton. Lefton's tie. A couture tie. The label says for Master Lefton's use only. Interesting. Next piece of
There's
evidence.
an accounting book lying on the ground. It must have been specially placed there by Sparkle.
On the title page is written Chen Katong. Is that someone's name? A code name. Oh, I think it's the name of the owner of this book.
This Jian Katong person should be Sparkle's targeted victim this time around.
Uh-huh. Jian Ketong's account book. That sounds like a... I've never heard of that name before. The account book of the rich merchant Jian Ketong. For a merchant, it is probably something second only in importance to money. Sparkle probably left it at the crime scene to prove that she really did assault someone. Interesting. Got to sort through the clues so far, and that probably involves Hanu.
So, it's just like the first case then. Only 2 pieces of evidence. The rest hidden inside her memories again, right?
Seems like it.
Miss Sparkle doesn't want to distract your investigation.
She doesn't want to distract our investigation? What a law-abiding citizen this Sparkle is. Why doesn't she surrender then?
Lamau. Well, back into Hanu's world, I guess. Alright, I have not done this room before. Oh, you can go out as well. Climbing the staircase becomes as challenging as a mountain hike. Let's try another route. Very interesting. They've thought of everything about to prevent that from happening. Very interesting. Alrighty. So we can't take the stairs, right? Because that's the limitation. We can squeeze through here. Is there anything in here? No. Okay, we can return to normal form. Okay. What is new here? Something up there. Used to be a clock. This can investigate.
A little stool that seems quite normal. There are 2 small footprints drawn on it in crayon.
Okay.
The footprints, which are half as big as standard, must belong to a Pepeshi person.
Oh boy.
Perhaps it's just that this person's drawing skills are extraordinary.
Okay. So that's right stool. A small stool with 2 small footprints drawn on it using a crayon, indicating it once belonged to a Pepeshi worker. This is perhaps the most crude out of all of the evidence. The sparkle has fallen from her pedestal. Yikes. Alright. What's next? Is it all up there then? Anything else? Okay, one up there. What about this one down here? What is this? A box.
What's that smell? Why is there a smoked red herring there?
Oh, a direct red herring now. Interesting.
Mr. Sampo, take a look. This is a wonderful smoked red herring.
Aha.
Somebody save me from this cringe joke.
Even among the fools I know, Miss Sparkle's sense of humor stands out from the rest.
Have you dealt with many masked fools before?
No, only a handful. After all, I prefer warm memories baked in sunshine. They're the ones that usually belong to kind people.
Fair enough. Smoked red herring. Oh, that's a lot of text. This evidence is obviously something comical Sparkle made. To avoid you thinking that you wasted your time investigating this useless evidence, here's a recipe. That's an actual recipe? Hold on. Smoke the red herring or any type of preserved fish until it turns golden on both sides. Place it into a dish, remove all bones, then crush the meat. Add raw eggs into a frying pan and fry it until well done. Then add vegetables that you like and fry it too. Then add the crushed smoked red herring and day-old rice. Add some salt, but be very careful with how much you put it in. There's already preserved fish in it. Stir fry evenly, then plate. And voila, here's a smoked red herring fried rice. You're welcome. The heck? The heck is that? Oh god. Oh, alright. So it seems like we gotta turn back to Hanu for this one. It's morphin time. Hanu. Can we go down the stairs? Okay, I'd rather not try, but let's teleport. Interesting. That brings us here, so this will probably bring us somewhere else then. Yeah, all the way up there. Oh god, that's bright and flashy. God damn. Okay. So you.
This clock is...
The final bit of evidence.
Open it up and take a look.
Repair time. Let's go. Clocking in action. Nice. That should be it, hopefully. Nice. Awaken.
So there's a ring inside. This is evidence too. Why was it planted inside another device?
Because this ring was found inside the victim's mouth. We want to reconstruct the scene of the crime.
Aha.
In the victim's mouth.
Hey, there's something engraved inside the ring. Zhongshan family heirloom. That should be it. Let's head out.
I
None of
have to
this
thank
makes any
you,
sense.
Mr. Assistant Detective, but The puzzle this time is pretty strange.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Have you found out who the killer is?
Just some shallow intuition. Anyway, let's report back to the sheriff for now.
All of the clues seem very off. Like, it doesn't point to a killer.
Didn't think I'd be seeing Detective Black Swan so soon. Was that? You found out who the killer is?
Pretty much.
Oh.
You live up to your reputation, Detective Black Swan. As smart as the nest of magpies roosting in the roof of my Uncle Frank's garage.
This guy is mixing up his birds here.
Then go ahead. Who is the killer, and what evidence do you have to prove the case?
Identify the murderer. Do not identify the murderer. Think again. Okay, personally, none of the clues make sense. And I don't know if you noticed the difference between this second case and the first case, but the first case, when they were telling us about the details of the three suspects, all of them had some kind of like bolded like orange or whatever color this is regarding some personal detail about them. This time around there isn't anything, and all the clues don't seem to make any kind of sense. So I think we better not identify the murderer because nothing makes sense. Hello, Scarlet Rob. Thank you for the follow.
In my opinion, there is no murderer for this case.
I would think so too.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? It's a red herring. Yeah, the smoked red herring.
This evidence doesn't really prove that he is the murderer.
That is a red herring.
It doesn't. Looks like Miss Sparkle is more careful than I thought.
Oh, no? The only other evidence I can think of is probably Tinker Tong's account book.
This evidence doesn't really prove that he is the murderer.
I thought we...
It doesn't. Looks like Miss Sparkle is more careful than I thought.
Is it the tie?
This tie is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right. That's the one. Miss Sparkle stole Lefton's tie to see if it would fit her. But who knew that Lefton had an anti-theft device installed on it?
I
After
see.
Miss Sparkle affixed the tie to her neck, it rapidly contracted, thereby strangling the poor lady. She tried swallowing her ring to preserve her breathing passage, but unfortunately, she was beyond saving.
Why would a tie have anti-thieving abilities on it?
What a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the three suspects would all be facing grave injustice.
I'm good.
Is something wrong here? This is too easy. The first case wasn't hard, but this one...
As you can imagine, the conclusions that the evidence points to are not mutually exclusive. Which means, this is probably another prank from Miss Sparkle.
I see.
Mr. Assistant Detective, please feel free to point out a suspect as the murderer.
Ah, I see. Sheriff, the murderer is Lefton. The evidence is the tie, right?
Correct, Detective Sampo. I never thought you'd be able to deduce the truth.
Sheriff, the murderer is right. The evidence is the stool, right?
Huh?
Yes! For the laughter, how did I fail to realize this formidable intellect of yours?
I'm confused.
Then, right from the start, there was no murderer. The evidence is the ring. Whatever, I'm just spitballing here.
Lol.
Goodness me! Deputy Sheriff, is he really a genius? How could such an unfathomable mystery be solved so easily by him?
What's going on? I see. This is just sarcasm. Bruh.
Look, Miss Sparkle has given us a puzzle where every single answer is correct.
So, I
I
see.
take it so seriously. Miss Sparkle is a masked fool, not a masked genius. If it's a challenge challenging puzzle you want, please go out there and turn right until you get to the Intelligentsia Guild. We're only responsible for providing an entertaining detective experience. Anyway,
Interesting.
since our genius detective
Not really every
Swan has
day.
cracked
I
the
try.
case, I will now share Miss Sparkle's next puzzle with you.
Okay.
So that's it? This is just going to go on and on forever? We can't do that.
Hmm.
Then I wish you both the best. Oh yes, if you're not in a hurry, I can tell you the answers for some of the outcomes you never chose.
Ooh. That's interesting.
Detective Black Swan, would you like to hear about the other answers that you didn't guess?
Alright,
Well,
sure.
I wouldn't miss it for the world, seeing as you put so much work into everything.
The murderous Lefton.
Lefton is a wealthy merchant who has been competing with Miss Sparkle for decades. They're always at each other's throats.
Lefton's tie.
This tie is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right. That's the one. This tie belongs to Lefton, and it just so happens to be the murder weapon in this case. Could the evidence be any more solid than this?
Yep.
Lefton snuck into the changing room and waited for poor Miss Sparkle to enter before using this very tie to brutally kill her.
Oh.
And then he stuffed Zhongshan's ring into her mouth as a way to try and frame him.
That's interesting.
What a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the murderer would still be at large.
The murderer is Zhongshan.
This guy, Zhongshan, is a card shark who used to play Get the Koi with Miss Sparkle. He gambled away his entire family fortune.
Ew. The ring.
This ring is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right! That's the one! What would a penniless wretch of a gambler like Zhongshan be doing at such a fancy fashion store as this? Because he was planning on robbing it! He'd stolen Lefton's tie and was just about to get away when he saw Miss Sparkle, the one who'd stolen his family fortune from him. So he darted into the changing room and tried to get back his ring.
Why do all of these seem like... All of these seem like such a stretch.
I've known that Miss Sparkle would end up swallowing that ring. All Zhongshan could do was use the tie in his hand to try and strap down her neck to prevent her from swallowing the ring. But he unexpectedly managed to strangle Miss Sparkle to death.
Oh boy.
What a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the murderer would still be at large.
The murderer is right.
Wright is a Pepeshi citizen, and Miss Sparkle was a low-key bigot, always laughing at his height.
Okay. Interesting. The stool.
This stool is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right! That's the one! Miss Sparkle always teased poor Wright until he was unable to take it any longer. Eventually, murderous intent was born.
Once again, a stretch.
Taking advantage of his position, he stole Lefton's tie and told Miss Sparkle, "Miss, please come with me to the changing room. I'd like to show you a matching tie." Miss Sparkle never thought Wright would retaliate against her, so she went back with him to the changing room. As Wright stood atop the stool and helped Miss Sparkle try on the tie as usual, he then suddenly pulled it tight. And that's how he killed Miss Sparkle.
Once again, a stretch.
What a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the murderer would still be at large.
Alright, this is kind of ass. There's no murderer at all is the one that we solved. So stop playing
I'd
now.
rather not play around. We don't have very much time.
As for... Oh, we gotta hurry to the next scene.
Just as you said, solving puzzles is all just a cover for something else. That girl is toying with us. What should we do now? Just keep getting led around by her?
Truly, Miss Sparkle is a fascinating person.
Oh, there's things there.
She seems chaotic inside, but easy enough to understand. Like a performer on the stage or a child hungering for attention.
Oh, wow.
This game will be over soon. This time, we're going to catch her.
Ooh. I want to see how you do that.
Miss Black Swan, Mr. Sampo, you're finally here. I am the famed detective of Penacony, and next to me here is my assistant detective. A murder in a locked room has left us all stumped.
Okay.
As expected, another change in setting.
Yesterday, my assistant and I were visiting the famed artist Miss Sparkle, and we stayed the night. But this morning, Miss Sparkle didn't come out of her bedroom. The butler Jean-Chen said that the door was locked from inside, so we ought not to have disturbed her. But Miss Sparkle had never slept in so late, and no matter how hard he knocked, there was no answer from inside. As soon as I heard, I knew something must have happened. So I acted decisively and broke the door down to get inside. The room was covered in spattered blood. Miss Sparkle's body was lying right in the middle, her face white as snow. One look told me she'd been dead for some time. Thinking quickly, I grabbed the artist's canvas to staunch Miss Sparkle's blood, but alas, poor Miss Sparkle. She's left us now forever.
Oh wow.
Besides us and Zhongshan the butler, Left and the cook and Wright the driver were also at the scene of the crime. What would you like to do?
Presumably, Miss Sparkle is now carefully arranging the next crime scene, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you skip all this rigmarole and just have a heart-to-heart conversation with me? It might tickle a little.
Wait up! Wait up!
Honest kid. I know where you are, Miss Sparkle.
Ooh.
No
cheating!
cheating!
Oh.
Oh, Mr. Assistant Detective. You seem to be getting anxious.
So she knows it's been Sampo all the while.
No, it's... This locked room murder case is pretty fun. I want to guess who it was.
Sure you do.
Let's go. Can't keep a girl waiting, can we?
Hey, Miss Black Swan, wait up! Wait up! Miss Sparkle has one final message to announce.
And what would that be?
Ding-a-ling! Now comes the most exciting and romantic moment in any drama. The audience challenge. Everyone knows that the mighty masked fool Sparkle can change her appearance to look like others. And in this drama, the villain Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. So then, I put to you, which character is it?
Oh,
Also, if
okay.
you're interested in the locked room case that the memo keeper ignored, you can try out your powers of deduction. I put lots into coming up with the puzzle, so don't let it go to waste. Thus, the masked genius Miss Sparkle has thrown down the gauntlet. All the clues are in motion. Happy hunting!
I am confused. Hurry to Sparkle's hiding spot. Anything? The detective and the assistant detective have become two lifeless bodies. It seems they can no longer complete their mission. This is like another fever dream. What is happening?
Miss, why didn't you just do this earlier?
Such a crude approach violates my aesthetics of memory. But as a means to an end, I need to put this aside for a more indifferent process.
Okay. To Clocky's statue. Oh, it's you.
There's no weird, sweet dreams troupe. Nor is there evidence strewn all over the place. We finally caught up with her. But what's that thing? A Bella Boggian trash can? In Penacony?
Yeah.
Hey, dear Memo Keeper and Mr. Coldfeet. You made it. I didn't expect you to skip the final puzzle. That's on me. Alright, alright. Miss Sparkle cares not for the faults of ants like me. Come then. This is the final question. Listen up. What creature has 4 legs in the morning,
Oh darn.
2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night?
I have no clue.
No murder case this time around.
Sometimes it's nice to take things easy. Come on, dear. Give me your answer then.
People, bugs, sweet dreams, troop. A trash can. People.
Since it's a classic puzzle, the answer is people, right?
Yeah.
Wah, wah. Wrong answer. How could it be as boring as that? The correct answer is Sparkle.
Okay.
When sleepy in the morning, she can't get out of bed. She runs about all afternoon in a fluster, so is exhausted by evening, but has to still raise a hand to hold a toothbrush. Poor Sparkle. So naturally, she's got 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night.
I'm
What
confused.
the heck was that jibber jabber?
What a cute answer.
Thanks for the compliment, my dear. But you can't try to fool me, seeing as you've just tried to cheat. Wrong answer. Accept your punishment.
Oh boy. Right away fighting the trash can.
Let's play for a while.
We'll just use it on Black Swan.
What do you want to know? Ill tidings manifest.
I need to hold everyone back again.
Defense reduction. Let's go.
Give me strength.
My oath is to a solitary
There's
rose.
no power like team power.
Till
I forgot to regenerate my skill points early. Whoops.
Like that, huh? I'll go easy this time.
That is not fun. I'll use up my skill points though. Damn.
Ill fate descends.
I'm scared.
stay put. These are devils. I'll crush them all. Beauty is eternal.
Alright, hopefully this will
Protect all beauty.
not kill. Oh, almost there.
Let's play for a while.
Why do you keep attacking Sparkle? I don't get it.
Destiny isn't chosen.
But this should do the trick.
Ill tidings manifest.
Thanks. I genuinely have no idea what's going on.
Holy smokes! What's up with this guy? He just came out swinging from nowhere. Huh? No voices? This guy's pretty quiet. Miss, let's hurry up. Flip open the lid and find the girl.
Wait. Don't move.
Oh?
Something's off.
Miss, you killed Sparkle.
Uh-huh. What?
How is this possible? How can people die inside Penacony's dreamscape? In the Garden of Recollection? What did you do?
This ain't real though.
You did this, didn't you? Killing people in their dreams. Only the Remembrance has the powers to do that. You planned it out all from the start because she teased you and was pranking you. You wanted to kill her. Oh, I understand. You refused to let me go because you wanted to drag me into all of this. If I don't agree, I'll end up just like she did.
Uh-huh.
There is no death inside Penacony's dreamscape. That's the promise of the family and the blessing of the harmony. Not even a memo keeper can break this barrier.
So I guess this means that with regards to the main story, we're pretty much assured that both Robin and Firefly are not dead. They're dead in the dreamscape. Sort of.
There's no need to take such great pains. If you just want confirmation, I've already told you the answer, Miss Sparkle.
Miss Sparkle? Who are you talking to?
Clearly to you. We knew from the start that you are Sparkle.
You. Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. Wouldn't that be you, Mr. Sampo?
Exactly.
This? Don't jump to conclusions!
Oh boy.
If you want to accuse me of being Sparkle, you have to provide the evidence. Oh, I'm afraid evidence is a little too hard to come by. So, deduction will do.
The hint for the final question was a little too obvious.
Oh, you mean the locked room murder? I thought you weren't doing that one.
All the painstaking effort that Miss Sparkle put into it. How could I ever miss it? The key to solving the puzzle lay in two pieces of information put forward by the detectives. First, the large splatter of blood at the crime scene. Second, the victim had been dead for some time.
Uh-huh.
Based on my shallow understanding, I can only draw two conclusions. One is that the murderer did not need to create a locked room case, because a locked room always needs a reason to exist.
Uh-huh. Fair enough.
But, based on the detective's description, this locked room did not delay the discovery of the body. There was no third party at the crime scene to frame, and the blood everywhere didn't look like a faked suicide. That being so, the murderer seems to have no reason for creating a locked room. There is also reason to speculate that if the crime scene was a locked room, then its creator might not necessarily be the murderer. As for my second conclusion, it's even more obvious still. When everyone broke into the scene of the crime, why did the assistant rush off to staunch the blood? A trained professional was somehow happily destroying a crime scene just to save someone who's obviously been dead a while.
Huh.
The answer is simple. It's because the assistant detective is the murderer.
Damn.
At the time, I was in such a hurry that I didn't hear the whole mystery. I tentatively speculated that the murderer had killed the victim the night before, but hadn't locked the door from the inside. And so, when he learned this piece of information, he realized that the victim had created their own locked room mystery.
Huh.
That's why he had to rush to the crime scene as soon as possible, to confirm whether or not the victim left any evidence implicating him. And, judging by his behavior, it probably had something to do with that canvas. Like some final words. Of course, this is just a simple mind game. The answer to the puzzle isn't important. Miss Sparkle just wanted to pass on one hint to me. That the murderer is the assistant detective.
Uh-huh.
Which means it's you, Mr. Sampo.
Oh.
I've been using this term of address, but it was you who first came up with it.
Oh, that is big brain.
Has anyone ever told you that you're more like a detective than a memo keeper?
In my opinion, there is no difference between the two. Follow ripples along the surface of the water. Use some abilities and tricks to keep diving deeper, and touch that secret deep inside people's hearts. Salvage it, and protect them carefully.
Huh.
The truth does not lie. Neither do memories.
Exquisite reasoning, and very close to the truth. But I have another answer. Would you like to hear it?
Another answer?
The great artiste Sparkle locked herself away in her bedroom using red paint to create the semblance of spattered blood everywhere. And that assistant detective who was first on the scene, who confirmed her death, was not the murderer, but rather an accomplice who assisted her in faking her own death.
Uh-huh.
What a pity, such a pity. My dear, you were so close to the right answer. Unfortunately, the right answer is
Hmm.
Miss Sparkle's body.
Miss Sparkle's body?
Sparkle was disguised as Sparkle's body. Ding-a-ling! I won!
Uh-huh.
Does Miss Sparkle's body even count as a real character?
Why not? Miss Sparkle's body appeared in all 3 of those skits just then.
So Sampo is real?
It's a little bit forced, but it's fine. So, who is this Mr. Sampo then?
Beautiful lady, I already confessed everything to you earlier on. I really didn't know a thing. I just helped a friend send a letter. That's all.
So I've been running a fool's errand this whole time.
So, Sampo... What?
My dear, why so serious? Haven't you been having a great time? I have, at least.
I'm confused.
You take memories, and I get joy. We get what we need from each other, seeing as we're such kindred spirits, but also such loners. Why don't you come and work with me? Ooh, we can dance ballet together.
Uh-huh.
Oh? Am I understanding this correctly? A masked fool inviting me to work together?
A show of unprecedented splendor is about to be staged in Penacony. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes.
Uh-huh.
If you want to appreciate this drama, you have to stand up under that spotlight as you take the stage and watch the dancing envelop you. Come with me. This is the best seat in the house.
Uh-huh.
I don't really understand why you're so fixated on destroying family barriers. But, as I said before, a memo keeper can't help you. It's frankly above my pay grade.
I am just mega confused.
Also, I don't consider you a loner. Oh, I don't mean him, but rather behind you.
Oh?
The one who hired you to come to Penacony probably doesn't want you secretly linking up with other forces, right?
Oh.
How did you know?
Who hired you?
Memory is like the deep blue sea. But if you try to catch 2 fish with 1 cast, you might not be satisfied with your catch.
Hmm.
So, you mean you're refusing?
Hmm. Oh.
Memo Keeper, did you think you could just leave?
Oh.
Why not?
My dear, I don't want to scare you. You'll know the answer sooner or later. We're just getting to know each other a little today. If you ever change your mind, come find me at the tavern. That is, if you can find me. Let's go, Sampo?
Oh?
Sampo. Who is Sampo?
Oh.
This is Bellabog, right?
Did she take their memories?
I said, why not?
She took their memories.
Don't worry. Such a crude approach violates my statics of memory.
Oh
So
wow.
once you leave my sight, you'll be able to remember everything again. And also, I'm sorry, my dear. My dream dance partner? I've already got sights on someone else.
That's us, isn't it? Oh god. What does this all mean? Oh god.
What a special dream this has been. And did you notice its nested structure? Being part of a play inside the dreamscape, it's as weird and captivating as being in a dream within a dream.
Uh-huh.
That's the end of Miss Black Swan's dream bubble. Are you satisfied with your experience?
I am confused, if anything. How fascinating, how boring, it was kind of easy. Sample turned out to be...
I noticed that the people in your dream were familiar to you. It's worth repeating that dreams are just dreams. And in Pinnacle, dreams can be processed, or even tempered.
So what? Is the sample that we saw actually real?
Things in our dreams cannot be trusted, let alone in someone else's dreamscape. If there's any information that you'd like to confirm, please do so by the cold, hard light of reality.
I'm so confused.
Sweet dreams.
Are we going back into it? Okay.
Really? I wouldn't do anything to her.
Don't worry about that, Memo Keeper. Let's talk about my thing. I've helped you out with everything you've asked, as agreed.
I'm so confused. Is sample real or not?
Shouldn't you give my mask back to me now?
Oh.
Since when did the masked fools suddenly start respecting agreements?
Sample has a mask?
Just kidding. I loved seeing that look on your face. Take this key to the tavern cellar, third barrel on the left. You never saw me.
Uh-huh.
But Sampo, after all this time, what made you suddenly want to take back your mask? This doesn't seem like the Sampo I know. Let me guess. A catastrophe is coming to Jarilo VI. Am I right?
Oh no.
Well, no comment about that. But I love that line you said. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. That really makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes even an old-timer like me feels like taking the stage and making a fool out of myself.
If you're all out of options, please get in touch with me. I'm the kind of person who values friendship highly.
Forget it. You'll be doing me a favor if you stay away from Bellabog. After all, the elation that Miss Sparkle seeks isn't something old Sempo can stand by.
Uh-huh.
Go tell Giovanni I said hi.
Fine, I'm just spitballing here. Don't take it so seriously.
Interesting.
Why so serious?
I am so confused. Trailblazer, I imagine you have already seen that dream bubble. Relax, I just want to know if anyone has come looking for you yet. Black Swan, what's up? I'll make this simple. That fool named Sparkle is currently searching all over the place for that dream bubble. I do not know what her intentions are, but allowing it to slip into her hands will only make this situation more confusing. Trailblazer, can you do me a favor and go to reclaim that dream bubble? Of course, why don't you do it yourself? I didn't expect you to refuse me. I guess I could go myself. but I don't remember where that dream bubble was left. Can you remind me? In the Dreamscape sales store, I stole it. How could a memo keeper forget a memory bubble? In the Dreamscape sales store. Dr. Edward has it. You don't remember? Hee. Well, my memory is nothing compared to a true memo keeper. Ah, I can't believe I got the intel so easily. I was really worried I was going to be exposed. Pranks are all about the back and forth. You've seen how much fun I have with that memo keeper. You should learn from her. Oh god. You should learn from her, young nameless. This is just the beginning. I'll be back. So this is Sparkle. Please don't come back. Nothing good ever comes from hanging out about with a fool. That's it? Items obtained. Challenge to the reader. Oh god. Alright, what did Black Swan say? Black Swan, memories of soft amber. Trailblazer, I imagine you have already seen that dream bubble. Relax, I just want to know if anyone has come looking for you yet. What happened? Oh, so we gave our things away. Okay, you may also know that interesting fool Sparkle. She's recently gotten into disguising herself as other people. Trailblazer, has she tried this with you already? Wait, then you might be... And that's the case, you could be Sparkle in disguise too. I see you on high alert. What would you have me do to prove I am me? A unique expression? A unique action? Some unique linguistic habits. Some like whether you add full stops or not to a messages. But if that little Miss Fool excels in observation, there's a... Okay, I'm gonna wait for this. That's a lot of text. Hold on. But if that little Miss Fool excels in observation, there's a chance she could perfectly imitate everything about a person. I think that the only thing that can differentiate someone from another is their memories. There is no way for an outsider to completely steal or imitate every ounce of a person's memory. It's just like when we met in Penacony, is it not? A strange dreamland surrounding us, a series of strange murders, people of differing dreams, and truth that lies beneath the water's surface. You need me to go on? I need more. I think I need more. I can't be the one doing all the talking. By your logic, you should also have to prove that you are not Sparkle, Trailblazer. Huh? I'm just joking. As a memo keeper, I naturally know who the person is on the other side of my screen. Miss Sparkle's pranks are not without their benefits. She's able to make us re-examine what we've seen and think about the appearance and reality of the dreamscape. This is also the reason that I shared the dream bubble with you. Alright, looks like she hasn't caused any major damage. I'll put my mind at ease. Talk to you again soon. Hold on. So she hasn't... So Black Swan isn't looking for the dream bubble. Okay. Let's see what you have. No new dream bubble. Interesting. That quest was the doozy. I'm genuinely confused by that. Let's have a look at the Fates Atlas, shall we? Yeah. Alright. Masquerade Duet. The interpretation of dreams. In the memories left behind by Black Swan, you experience deeply Miss Sparkle's detective theatre. Best not to nitpick at the intricacies of the plan she thought so hard to come up with, lest her cane knocks on your doors at unexpected times. The interpretation of dreams. I'm confused. So Sampo was here. We were with Sampo for a time period, but then Sparkle came along. I am genuinely confused. If you guys know what to make of that quest, because I genuinely came out more confused if anything. So yeah, if you guys know what to make of that quest, better than whatever I'm able to make of it. But yeah, just let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for coming to this little episode of Sparkle's and Black Swan's companion mission. I genuinely am super confused, but I guess I probably need to do a little watch back or rewatch some things again just to make sure that, you know, I'm on the right track with my thinking. But for now, my thoughts are... Yeah, my thoughts are heavily confused at the moment. I suppose we'll leave the sorting out for all of the thoughts on some other day. But yeah, with that, I believe we've come to the end of all of the version 2.0 content that will be uploaded to the channel. Oh, I seem to have come across some other quests. But yeah, thank you all so much for coming, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Next Honkai Star Rail video, which should be version 2.1 stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.